What's up, man? You all right?
Chilling, man.
Bird?
You know what, man? I think I need to go out tonight, man. All right? Me at the top. We're gonna party for real.
Everything all right?
Everything's cool, man. You know, I just need to be around some love, that's all.
You all right?
I'm chilling.
I got you.
J0E
Got you right here in the pocket.
I do welcome all my niggas from uptown, downtown, inside out of town. We got it going on. Big ol' ass 4-1. It's famous, baby. Here we go. It's the world famous 3525. When that special 4-1 all my street niggas, all my playing niggas, all my niggas getting paper. Ladies looking good. Fellas posting up. We getting money.
Yes. That shit cut off. I gotta fix that shit, man. I gotta fix it. Can I get you to say YouTube?
YouTube.
Okay. YouTube. Say it was a passion energy. Man.
YouTube.
That's what we got going on today.
I'm here.
Served up Sundays with Joe Polo. We're gonna digress from the football a little bit. And we're gonna talk basketball, man. And this is a YouTuber to do it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Probably upset some people talking, not talking football right now. But I know for a fact, I got to see what's going on with this draft, and I need as much information as other people need information. So I'm gonna get the dudes who actually know information. Okay, I'm gonna get the motherfuckers who actually know. Okay. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Joe Polo, man, coming through, man. Like, comment, subscribe his channel. I get my facts from you, brother. Okay. Okay. From this man. He posts daily all the time. 2,000 subs, doing it big. Shout out to Mobby. Mobby couldn't be here. I want to say special shout out to my boy and his family. RIP specialist Pharaoh. He was a friend of mine, a basic trainer, AIT. Good dude. RIP him. He was killed in drive-by, hit and run. I got it in the banner. So we're going to live for him tonight. Rock with him. He's in our hearts and prayers. And shout out to any soldier going through anything. Mental health issues, divorce, whatever. You know what happens. Soldiers know. We in the community. So shout out to all those soldiers, man. And without further ado, man, Joe Polo, man. Joe Polo. This is the dude right here, man.
Yeah.
What you got to say, man?
You want to start with the NBA Finals before we get to the draft?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah. What am I thinking, man? What am I thinking? I'm thinking crazy. Hold on. Oh, man. My boy Passon just drove me off the topics. Let's get to the finals, man. What you think, man? Antetokounmpo.
So before this series started, I had picked the Suns in 6 games. And it wasn't necessarily because of the talent, but if y'all remember, before the finals started, Giannis, he had missed the previous 2 games against the Atlanta Hawks because of an injury. So coming into the finals, I was thinking, okay, Giannis, he may miss game 1, he may miss game 2, but if he does come back, he's probably gonna be rusty. So I'm gonna just take the Suns. And then obviously Giannis, he played well, the role players played well, and the Bucks won the series. So all love and respect to the Bucks. It shocked me because I did pick the Suns 6 games, but the Bucks did their thing.
Yeah. So about that.
Yeah.
You know what? I try to never side with the culture. The culture be saying shit like, oh, Cam Newton, Super Bowl. Culture. Every time the culture do some shit, Atlanta Falcons gonna win. The culture. Just everybody just drives the culture. So when the culture was saying, and you know who the culture is, I ain't gotta say it. The young people out here, you know what I'm saying, riding and dying. And they said, oh yeah, Chris Paul, it's a lot. 2-0, it's a lot. I said, oh, yep. That's my cue. That was my cue, man. And I heard Kendrick Perkins say I heard Ryan Hollis, like one day when they won the first game. It was an old interview. He doesn't have that it factor for a person. It was an old interview. He's not ready. He can be MVP and all that, but he's not going to Black Mamba it. He doesn't have that mentality. And Kendrick Perkins was saying some crazy nonsense of Antetokounmpo, he's not ready yet, or some nonsense. They just say hot takes to get fans and stuff. It's like making a title and nobody reads the sentence. So I was really happy with that. I'm happy Giannis won. I think that he's going to be the next LeBron. He's going to have a legacy of something. International superstar, man. He's going to be something. What you think?
I think he's going to be like a star in his own right, but I don't know if he's going to be like necessarily the face of the league because, you know, like I love him. I'm a fan of Giannis, but like I can admit that a guy like LaMelo Ball, for example, he's more entertaining when you hear him talking in interviews and stuff like that. He's more entertaining, so they're most likely going to push a guy like LaMelo over a guy like Giannis in a couple of years. Or even last year, remember, like every time you went to ESPN or any big network, you will always see them talking about Zion. But then this year, they shifted it to LaMelo because of the entertainment factor. So Giannis, I do think that in his own right, he will be a superstar and he will win championships. But the league is probably going to push a guy like LaMelo or any other young, outspoken guy.
So I agree with that. I think he is a little too on the quiet side. I do agree with that. What I would say about Giannis, man, is just he has to keep performing. You know, Kobe didn't have to talk. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's not about talking. There's a lot of players that talk. Patrick Beverly talking the whole game. He talking the whole game. That man, you hear that man from start to finish in the game with 8 points. Could have signed a super max, but he didn't. Took a nice $1.5 million. Because he averaged 8 points and this, that, and the third. So yeah, Giannis don't have to. LaMelo is the star though. Did you think that we should have got LaMelo? I mean, we should have traded up and. No,
I didn't think we should trade up, but I wanted LaMelo in the job. Before the lottery happened, I was convinced that the Pistons was going to get him, and then we was going to get Lonzo and LiAngelo in a few years. And obviously now it's about to happen in Charlotte because Charlotte, they just signed LiAngelo Ball on their G League team. Lonzo's going to leave the Pelicans free agency, and he's probably going to the Hornets. So that could have been us. That could have been the Pistons, but, you know, it's not how it played out.
That all the Lonzo, there was some buzz that he wanted to be in Detroit. A lot of people wanted to be in Detroit. I seen Booker. Booker was talking about like years ago when the Pistons passed on him how important it is to be a point guard in Detroit and a lineage. And we'll get to that in a second. But is Milwaukee, is that style coming back? Does every fan, I know we got 5 in the chat, shout out to y'all. Is that Milwaukee role player style coming back? Oh, that's what Kendrick Perkins said. Kendrick Perkins said, give the ball to Middleton. He's the real star on the team. I'm like, what are you talking about, man? Anyway, that style of play, that 5 guys, 6 guys, everybody has a role. You have one star. Is that going to come back to the league, man?
Well, you got to look at recent history. So let's take a look at the past 3 championships. We had the Toronto Raptors, the LA Lakers last year, and now the Milwaukee Bucks. Are any 3 of those teams necessarily super teams? No. The Lakers, they had LeBron and AD. Those are superstar players. But the rest of the squad were a bunch of average players. The Bucks, this series, you had Giannis, but then everybody else is either average or above average. And then the Raptors team, they had Kawhi Leonard and then a bunch of average to above average players. So I fully agree that right now, the role players, that style of play, the super teams thing, yes, you can work and be successful with that because, you know, the Heat, they did it a few years ago. The Warriors, when they got KD, they tried that. But I think right now, trying to get like 1 or 2 superstars and then having the rest of the roster be above average role players, that's the wave right now.
Okay. I would agree with that. I would concur, but
They can.
Yeah. If anything's taught us, there's some super teams that just haven't worked. Just haven't worked. The Rockets did a couple years ago. The Rockets in the 90s did it. They had Barkley, Pippen. I forget who they had as a point guard, but it's just a mess. It's getting to the point where we expect super out of regular people now because our super teams have failed us in the past. Yeah, I think Chris Paul needs a super motherfucker, man. Chris Paul needs some help. I don't know if he's going to retire. I don't know what the deal with him is right now. If I was him, I'd be embarrassed for my life. Being up 2-0 for the 3rd time in his career, I believe it's the 3rd time. Will he return? Will he be in the hunt for a championship? I mean, I know he'll be there because the West, you know, he'll be in the conversation, but will he ever have a moment like this?
Well, actually, there was this interview a post-game interview after they lost in the finals, and I don't remember the specific words that he said, but he basically did say that he's trying to come back next year and compete for another championship, and that he's completely against retiring. So he's gonna try to win another championship next year. But I don't like on the Suns. I don't know because like the Nuggets, they're gonna be coming back. They didn't have Murray in the playoffs of this year, so if they have Murray in the playoffs next year, will they get farther? Will Kawhi and Paul George? I believe Paul George is on the final year of his deal next year. So will the Clippers? Will they try to get over the hump and make it to the championship? I don't know if the Suns next year can run it back and get to the finals again, especially when they play teams that had injury issues this season. So if he tries to stay on the Suns and win a championship there, I don't know if that's happening.
Yeah, no. I'm with you, man. Look, man. Chris Paul been playing with me my whole life, man. I got into basketball around 2003. Okay, Chris Paul been playing with me. First of all, when Billups went to the West, like 2007 or 6 or 9, whatever, he exposed Chris Paul in the playoffs. He exposed him. And he's been getting exposed since about 2004. Should he hang it up? I don't know. If y'all could get another star player around you and, someone to carry you, maybe a big man to carry you, and you don't have to have a traditional four. You can have a stretch four. It's looking bad, bro.
Yeah.
More help than what you got. And Booker is a certified star. So D Book is a certified star. I wanted to draft him. Of course, I'm stupid. I'm just a dude on silent, right? I ain't made no good choices in life. I just went to the Army. Don't worry about it. Don't listen.
And also, a team that I forgot to mention, the Lakers. I mean, I know they failed this season and lost in the first round, but I'm sure the Lakers, they're going to try to make a move to get a superstar to help out LeBron and AD as LeBron's getting older in age. I'm sure they're about to also try to make a push to get back to the championship. So the Suns, it's going to be a lot of competition again next year in the West. Oh, thank you, David.
Yeah, what's up, David? That's the truth right there. David, man, 1 prior 40, on stat 16. Man, we got 7 in the chat, man. It's just gonna go up from here, man.
People watch after,
Yeah, absolutely. I have a big problem, man. Check this out, man.
What's up?
So I've seen some videos, not just yours. All right. Oh wait, there you are. Not just yours. Not just the other guys. We know the other guys. Shout out to Detroit Drew and all them guys and Motor City. We see you, man. We see you. Look, man. I seen this video you did on Avery Johnson. You know what Avery Johnson is? Avery Johnson, man.
Look, man. Look, I did not intend to have the Avery Johnson video be one of my most popular videos on the channel. I just posted it. I was like, it's going to get 100, 200 views, not 800. I was not expecting to disrespect the NBA Hall of Famer like
that. Hey, look, man. Look. You told him right. See, I disrespect every coach. Just about, man. I don't know. Just about. I disrespect every coach when they say something stupid, do something stupid. He was a guy who was the first seed every time, okay? He was the first seed in the playoffs when he was coaching. Couldn't get his team over the hump. He couldn't get a clue. Just like now when he say stuff like about Detroit, do you want to go to Detroit? For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, he asked a question on live TV. Why would Cade want to go to Detroit? And why would Cade rather go to Houston? Maybe he should do an Eli Manning. And if you want to do Eli Manning said, I don't want to be drafted by San Diego. So what's your thoughts on that, man?
that was the point that really irritated me. He was like, I'm not saying that he's going to pull Eli Manning, but, what if – I don't know who he prefers. Does he prefer Detroit or does he prefer Houston?
He's a Texas kid,
And I knew at the time that was a bunch of BS, but especially now, like being 3 or a month later from that, now we know for certain that Cade Cunningham, he wants to be in Detroit. He loves Detroit. He loves the music and the culture here. Cade Cunningham, he wants to be a Piston. He doesn't want to be a Rocket. I heard him say one thing about being in Houston.
It's not possible. It's not possible. It's funny. This never happened with Jacksonville. This never happened. Jacksonville in the NFL draft They knew that who they was drafted. They knew who they was drafted. Everybody knew who they needed. They even, look, maybe we should trade our quarterback. They wanted to make room for this dude. And they knew they wanted to get with a rebuild with a quarterback. And nobody questioned it. Jacksonville, by far, is not elite in marketing, sales, anything. They are a market, but Detroit is probably a bigger market than that. And the media just let it happen.
Mm-hmm.
They just let it happen. So it's a shit on Detroit type of day, shit on Detroit type of week, because we got that first pick.
Mm-hmm.
I had to rewatch the draft lottery because, big Ben Wallace, man.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
the Wallace. Ben Wallace. That's all he did. Everybody else. Damn.
One time we pulled up, we got it.
Everybody else is mad as hell, man. Like, comment, subscribe to stream, man. Like, comment, subscribe to stream. So, Kay Cunningham, man, hold on. Let me share my screen, man. Let me see if I can share my screen. Share screen, easiest. Controllers, whatever. I can share my screen. Okay. Deny. Yeah, I'm going to share my screen, man. Look at this, man. This is Detroit. You see it?
No.
You don't see it? Hold on. You got it?
No, I'm still not on the screen.
Well, whatever. I'm gonna put it up, okay? Because I got that Cade Cunningham in the jersey, all right? In the jersey, man. I swear to God, man. I got it.
I swear. As soon as it goes on sale, I'm buying it day one.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's just, man, it's classic. It's classic. What makes me mad is that the media chooses. I'm gonna put it somewhere on this stream. The media chooses to say Detroit we a historic franchise, man.
Swear.
I got it in the corner.
It's been so forgotten that between 2000 and 2009, we were one of the best teams in the NBA, consistently making it to the Eastern Conference Finals, championships. But it's like they've forgotten all of that, and they forgot the Bad Boy Pistons, completely out of their memory. It's insane.
Mm-hmm.
They talking about us what's a bad team that's never been good?
The Pelicans, the Bobcats, the Hornets.
Bobcat, yeah.
They talk about us like
the Cavs without LeBron.
The Cavs without LeBron.
Yeah, they talk about
17 wins.
Or what's it? Or the Jaguars of the NFL. That's basically what they view us as when you're not.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Keep going ahead.
No, it's one of my guys in the chat from my channel. Shouts out to you, Authentic. Yep.
I'm just gonna show the world, man. I got that Cade Cunningham, man.
What number you wearing?
He wearing 2. I got that Cade Cunningham, man. I'm on Spirit of Choice on it. We already got the swap, baby, before anybody. We already got it, baby, before anybody. Anyway, that Cade Cunningham jersey. Look, my girl got a D-Rug jersey and this dude Lear. Remember Lear? I was going.
Oh,
Lur.
okay.
That's not Rashid. That's Lur. Okay. Exactly. So I told her immediately. Just know that we getting Cade Cunningham jersey. Just remind me to buy you one immediately, okay? And I don't care if it's the wrong number. I'm gonna get it. Don't matter.
What's funny about jersey style? I actually, shamefully, I have a Stanley Johnson jersey just sitting in my room. And it's one of the coldest jerseys honestly, that I've ever seen. Do you remember the Pistons gray and blue jerseys from a few years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you a picture real quick.
Okay. Okay. We got time, man. We got time. We're gonna talk that talk, man. Look, man. If look, Cade, I said in my video, you said in yours, Cade offers star power that's legitimate. I mean, it's just you have a facility that you spent $500 million on, and you got. I mean, look at the draft picks they've drafted. Mm-hmm. I'm not particularly high on Killian Hayes. I mean, he's not my guy, but he's probably the best pick, with the exception of Sadiq Bey, they've picked in the last 10 years. Because
whoa,
what you don't think so?
Do we count the middle? Wait, Are we gonna count like the Middleton, Dinwiddie? Are we gonna count them?
Oh no! Oh, you talking about the ones that got away? Okay, okay, we gonna do that.
And here, my screen cracked, but yeah, that's a Stanley Johnson jersey for y'all.
Oh yeah, that's cold. That's
Yeah.
cold. Stanley Johnson. Oh man.
He bought the draft hat. I'm dead. I think the hat's okay, but it's a bit bland to be honest.
Yeah, that hat. Man, what's up? What's up, Micro Mike? What's up? This is my dude, man. This is where I get my football information from. You know what I'm saying? If I can, he give me up-to-date information. My biggest thing about Cade is like instant star power, man. Instant ability. Just the scenarios, just like to be a legitimate star, you have to be a legitimate star, you have to connect with Dwayne Wade and all those guys. And he's already doing that in college. He's already connecting with KD. He already has that star power that Detroit needs. See, I believe there's a certain marketing that every star needs. Like we could have a role-playing team, but we need that guy. You know, we had Billups. We had guys like, you know, Big Ben. We had those guys who had star power. They played at all-star level, but they had star power. Not every role player is going to be great, but if not every role player can be Tayshaun.
Yeah,
Just be likable. We need a star, a legitimate star.
I'm not saying like I'm about to bring up two players. I'm not saying he's necessarily going to be those guys, but I do see a lot of similarities to these two. When I look at Cade Cunningham's game, I see some Luka Doncic and I see some Paul George in him as well. In terms of offensively, like I see more of Luka in terms of someone who can play make for others, who can create his own shot. I see some Luka Doncic there, but then at the same time on defense, that's where I see some more of Paul George. So I'm not saying that he's going to be those guys, but I do see some of the similarities there in terms of star power.
Yeah. My point about Killian Hayes was this. My point, even if Sadiq Bey or Killian Hayes is the best pick they've picked that stayed on the team, they not filling no crowd. They don't have it. Ain't nobody going to see Killian Hayes, bro. Ain't nobody going. I can legitimately say Killian Hayes will never make me buy his jersey.
You know what's crazy? Actually, as soon as we drafted Cade Cunningham, apparently the Pistons sold 70,000 tickets immediately. Just like 70,000, yes.
As soon as we got the first pick,
yep.
And as soon as like it was Cade Cunningham,
70,000. Last year, our attendance was terrible. Well, I'm stupid. Not last year. Before we couldn't have fans, our attendance was terrible.
Yeah. So I went to Little Caesar Arena, man. I support the teams, man. And you know, I went there and I went to see a hockey game, bro. That's how intrigued I was. I went to see a hockey game. Bertuzzi was playing. Not just Bertuzzi, Abdicator was on the bench.
Anthony Mantha when we still had him.
Right. There was nothing to draw me to a Pistons game. Nothing at all. I remember when the seats was empty in 2019. I was like, oh wow, the seat's empty for the first game. They couldn't believe it. Like
I've been there like 3 times, and it wasn't for a Pistons game. Like it was for like other events, but it wasn't the Pistons. And then also, you just said the seats. I remember it was big news a few years ago where they was like covering up the seats with like these black things, because don't you know how the seats are red?
Yeah.
Cover it up with like these black cloths. They would put them over the seats so it didn't seem like the stadium was empty.
Oh wow, man.
Yeah.
Wow, man. They was desperate moves, desperate measures, but Cade coming to town, baby, and I'm okay with it.
70,000 immediately.
70,000. So we got some people in the chat, man. Say AG crushing it. I see you, Micro Mike. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for saying RIP. I know Joe don't. Joe probably. Oh, wait. No, Joe. Oh, Joe don't sleep. You don't sleep. Okay. I'm in Kalamazoo. I'm going to at least 3 games. Damn. See? See?
Yeah.
Oh, man. K-Zoo, cool, man. Oh, yeah.
It's funny that you said that. I really only sleep like 3 or 4 hours per day.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I probably sleep too much now.
I'll be up to like 3 a.m. in the morning, like making videos.
Yeah. Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You got to see, I gotta get like this to get like you. You feel me? I gotta do that. I gotta do that. So for a person outside looking in,
Okay.
Not so avid basketball aficionado like yourself, a regular person, right? Because I know you be up to 4 a.m. watching film, and you know.
Yeah.
So why should we stay away from Jalen Green and Suggs or Mobley? Why should we not get them? Because they don't know off the ball. They don't know these terms. Come on, man.
Okay, so Jalen Green, why we shouldn't draft him is that like he's a great, and I mean a great scoring player. He has a great handle. He has a great three-point shot. He can get past defenders. He's extremely fast as well, so he can drive to the hole with ease. So in terms of offense, Jalen Green is pretty good, but that's like all that he really gives you. He gives you below average defense. He gives you below average playmaking. Everything outside, like no rebounding, everything outside of scoring, he just doesn't really give you that. Where you look at someone like Cade, he gives you scoring, rebounding, playmaking, defense, leadership. Like he gives you a full package, whereas Jalen Green doesn't really give you that. And as far as Evan Mobley goes, Evan Mobley, he won the Freshman of the Year award and the Defensive Player of the Year award in his conference.
Wow.
Yeah, so and some people compare him to, they think he could be like Anthony Davis level. For me, with Evan Mobley, I see like a second or
third. Just drop these names like this. It's regular, like
yeah. For me, with Anthony Davis, I see like a second or third option. I mean, with Evan Mobley, I see a second or a third option on the championship team. And right now, a big issue for me is that he's around 210 pounds. And to put it into basketball terms, like usually point guards are 210 pounds. We're talking about a center, Evan Mobley, being 210 pounds. He's going up against like players like Drummond, Embiid. These guys are like 240, 50, 60 pounds. And this dude, Evan Mobley, is currently 210 pounds. So that's like one big concern with me. And also, I'm just not really interested in rebuilding around another center after Andre Drummond. I'm just not really into that.
Oh, yeah.
And in today's NBA, I feel like if you want to win championships, you probably want to get like a small forward, a power forward, or a point guard to lead your team to championships. And the last player, Jalen Suggs, why we should stay away from him. It's nothing really wrong with him. It's just that I feel like Suggs, he doesn't have the ceiling as other guys. Like I feel like Jalen Green, Cade Cunningham, these guys can be franchise-changing superstar players. And in Suggs, I feel like he's like, at best, he could be like borderline all-star maybe, but not really ever getting to that level. So that's why I feel like we should stay away from Suggs. And he's probably going to go to the Raptors, so that's going to be a great situation for him. But as far as coming to the Pistons, Suggs, it's a no-go for me. He's a good playmaker too, a really good playmaker.
Right. Look, man, look. I'm on this train. Turn on the tape. Turn on the tape. You did a great video, man, where you had the Cade Cunningham versus Jalen Green in high school. That's a fantastic video, man.
It was like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah. And they was both had highlights, but Cade stood out offensively, defensively. He just stood out. And then the size is there. 6'8", can play 3 positions, probably 4, but you wouldn't want to put him at the 4.
7-foot wingspan. Yep.
I mean, at the end of the day, this is my lineup. This is my potential lineup. And I've seen this today. If you have Killian Hayes at the point, you have – matter of fact, take me through the lineup. Would you put Cade at the point? This is my question. I don't have to do all that. Let me just get to the question. Would you put Cade at the – can Killian Hayes and Cade exist with one at the shooting guard, one at the point? Who's at the point, man?
That's tough. It's a lot that goes into that because, like, the thing about Cade Cunningham, I've watched many interviews about him. And he's spoken, and he said multiple times that, like, he's adamant about him having the ball in his hands, him being the point guard, the primary ball handler. Like, he wants the ball in his hands, and it's kind of tough because Killian is also like a playmaker point guard who you want the ball to be in his hands as well. So it's really tough. But I think about a situation from a few years ago. You think about Luka Doncic and Dennis Smith Jr., okay? So they had Dennis Smith Jr., and then a few years later, they drafted Luka Doncic. They tried to see if they could work out having one play off the ball or on the ball, but it just didn't work out, and then they shipped Dennis Smith Jr. out there. I'm not saying that that's going to happen with the Pistons because apparently Killian Hayes is great in terms of shooting off the ball. I found that stat out recently, like he's great shooting off the ball.
The narrative though. What about the narrative? He's not great at shooting off the ball.
I don't think he's a good shooter, but apparently the stats show that he's like good off the ball.
What stat you looking at? Do you know it offhand or you don't know?
No, I don't know it offhand.
It's okay. It's okay. I didn't mean to. But go ahead. What you talking about?
The most likely scenario that I see is that early in the season, they're probably going to try to run Killian at the 1 and Cade at the 2. But if Cade just comes out similar to how Luka had a great rookie season, if Cade just comes out and has a great rookie season, I could see them putting Cade at the 1 and then put Killian at the 2. Or unfortunately, they might even try to throw Killian on the bench.
Oh yeah. That's where I'm at.
Josh Jackson come in, put Sadiq at the 3. Have Grant at the 4, and then Plumlee or Stewart at the 5. That might be what they do.
Yeah. Look, I seen something today. Well, no, I didn't see it today. I thought about it today, and it was Sekou Doumbouya's draft analysis.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So the draft analysis on this man. This is what the Pistons drafted. So the draft analysis was, he is a stud physical profile at the 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
Cannot create, has offensive weaknesses. Mostly an off-the-ball player, but cannot create his own shot. He only managed 41 3-throw attempts and 27 assists all year. And despite the improvement, he's still at a 31% percentile behind the arc. Struggles defensively to keep up with. Do I need to go on? This is who they drafted.
That wasn't a Troy Weaver decision. So
right, I know. This is my point. If we drafted these tired, weak, trash picks, we drafted all these picks that didn't work out, and some that we didn't hold on to, or some that we didn't make happen, or keep. And you have a guy who has everything, just draft him.
Yeah.
He gives you defense. What? Come on, man.
Yeah.
We don't know where Sekou going. I see your 2K video. You said Sekou. I don't know what's going on, Sekou.
Yeah.
I would like, dude, our free agency picked up a rookie. I'm just gonna pick him up. Because he just got he goes from a 75 to an 83, and he playing Sekou. He got Sekou job. You said fuck Sekou, and that's what I'm saying.
Well, Sekou is like, he was drafted to be like a project player, a guy who we could see like 3-4 years down the line if he ever became something. And right now in his first 2 seasons, to be fair, injury issues and playing in the G League hasn't helped him, but like now, I don't know with Sekou, man. I feel like he needs to. I just noticed what you was. Bring out the room, bro.
We cleaning this motherfucker up. Go ahead.
I could see Sekou getting moved that draft night.
Oh yeah.
If they want to move back into the first round, I could see Sekou being in that deal.
So okay, that's another thing I wanted to ask you. I ain't put it in the question block, but that's big for me, man. Is the second round. So Cade is the pick. We know that. We can have an echo chamber, and I don't like being on nobody's dick that much. Okay, I like Cade. Okay, but the second round, do we trade back in the first to get a guy who dropped, or do in the second we just take a second round pick that's like a role player, someone we can depend on? Is there something there that's a project, or something there that's a home run that you would just love to have?
Well, I'm actually about to bring up a list of the players real quick. Give me a second.
Okay. Spirit of Detroit podcast, baby. Let's get to it. Let's see what we got.
Okay.
Oh, you got it already? Damn.
Yeah. All right. So, like, I feel like, honestly, I would be interested in moving back into the first round at the right price, but if we have to move, like if they want us to move Josh Jackson to get back into the first round to pick up someone, maybe I would consider it, but I would just end up chilling and taking our guys in the second round, because a guy like Keita, he's a center prospect, a big in this previous season, we had issues at the center position. So Keita, we could pick him up in the second round. What's his name? JT Thor. He's basically Sekou again. He's a guy. If you don't feel like keeping Sekou in the future, you could pick up another Sekou and JT Thor in the draft, another power forward project player.
What's his name?
Huh?
What's his name?
JT Thor.
J2 Thorpe?
Yeah, like Thor, the god of thunder.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They also have like Nashawn Bones Highland. Now, he would be a guy who I may be interested in trading up in the draft to get. He's a point guard who can score the basketball. Like, if we lose Frank Jackson this offseason, if they trade Dennis Smith Jr., if they move off of Corey Joseph, maybe trading up for Bones Highland would be a cool selection. But overall, I would probably just chill in the second round, take a center, take a 3-and-D small forward like Isaiah Livers, and then with our last pick, take whoever. That's what I would do.
Okay. 2 picks in the second round, 1 pick in the first. I'm hoping everybody's tracking that in the chat. We got a question for you. You said 3? 3 total, right? 4 picks?
3 second-round picks. Yep.
3 second-round picks? Okay, so we could use that as leverage to trade in the first if there's a real star there.
Yeah.
That's not a project.
Yeah. There are some guys who's going to be available. Like, I do imagine that someone's going to end up falling to like around, let's say, the 15 range. I feel like there's going to be somebody there who may be decent that we might want to trade up for.
Okay. So say this question from James Willis. Shout out to James if you're still with us. So say Troy does pick Cunningham, or does pick Cunningham, who they get in the second round. So definitive answer here. Who you gonna put your reputation on? Who would you say is the best second round pick for you right now?
For the Pistons specifically, probably Charles Bassey. He's a center. He's basically like Isaiah Stewart without really 3-point shooting. He's someone who gives you high energy, high effort. He plays defense. He rebounds the basketball. He can score inside. He's similar to Isaiah Stewart in many ways. It's just he doesn't really have a great shot. So with our first selection in the second round, I would probably go with someone like Charles Bassey to be a center player for us. And he's not absolutely terrible. He's someone who can actually come in his rookie year and, make a little bit of impact. I would prefer him over the Luka Garzas, the Keitas. Like, in terms of the first pick in the second round, that's who I would go with, Charles Bassey.
So you would put Stewart effectively at the 4 position instead of the 5 with that? Or this guy would...
If Stewart trains this offseason and he's ready to be the starting center, have him being the starting center, Plumlee, he could be the backup, and then having Charles Bassey come in. Just so we would be running 3 centers.
3 centers, okay. How many centers you got in the second round that you really like real high on? Because I know for us, I think right now we need to fortify the team with a star, but we need a bench too. On the bench, to me, like you had players produce. Stewart's gonna produce. We know Jackson's gonna produce, and obviously we had a star just pop up last year. My man, he just everybody didn't want that contract, but he just, my boy Brandon, shout out to him. He was like the first 5 games of the season. He said, all right, so I don't want to hear nothing about his contract, that he didn't deserve his contract. He's averaged 20 points in the first 5 games. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about that. So tell me, what's our biggest need right now besides Cunningham, a strong wing player? Is it center that we need?
I think center would probably be the biggest one because, Stewart, he was the backup center, and he was great for us last year. He hustled, played great defense. In terms of defense, he was really good there for us, a good rebounder as well. But Mason Plumlee was the starting center, and Mason Plumlee does not play defense at all. I was over-exaggerating. In one video, I said he was an all-time terrible defender. I was using hyperbole, but you get the point that he's not good on defense. So I feel like picking up someone in the draft, a center, well, not just in the draft, free agency as well, just getting another center to come in to rebound the basketball for us, to play defense for us, and just give us better center presence. I feel like the center position is one of our biggest needs right now, if not the biggest.
Okay. Yeah, if we could utilize all those picks, if we don't have to trade up. See, this was a big thing with the Lions. Everybody wanted to trade up and get more value out of one player. But to fill out a roster, we're going to lose some people in the free agency. Is that correct?
Definitely.
Okay, so free agency. Well, how's it looking? Give it to me straight, man, because I don't watch too much. I've been watching because of Cade Cunningham. I haven't been okay. The only thing I know about Little Caesars Arena is it's Little Caesars Arena. So let me know what's going on the free agency market right now.
So free agency for us Pistons currently, it's looking pretty rough because we don't have that much money to spend. We're still paying off Blake Griffin. We're paying off Dwayne Dedmon. And we're paying off Zaire Smith. So that's 3 guys who we still owe money to that we're paying. So we're going to have like around, after we draft Cade and then the second round guys, we're going to have like around $10 million to re-sign our players. And we got Hamidou Diallo, he's going to be up, and Frank Jackson's going to be up. So the big issue here, I love Diallo, but we probably not going to be able to bring him back because he's probably going to get like $10+ million per year. So we can't re-sign Diallo, unfortunately. I love him, but I don't think we're going to be able to get him back unless he comes on a lesser deal. So what's likely going to happen is we re-sign Frank Jackson on a deal. We waive Corey Joseph, and then we will only have to pay him like $2 million. So that will leave the Pistons with like around $7 to $8 million per deal. And with that money, you could go pick up whoever you want in free agency. I prefer us to go after like a role player, like don't go after someone major or big. Just go after a decent role player so that we don't have to, overspend in terms of money.
No, I'm with you. Look, acquire the roles, man. You've seen it with the Spurs in 2009. You've seen it with the Detroit Pistons 2004. Roles is okay. We can have 1 star, 2 stars, maybe. We got 2 stars if we draft Cade. So role playing and filling out this roster, because to me, there's 5 guys who can legitimately play on this team, and one of them is really 4 guys who can legitimately play on this team. And there's one guy, Mason Plumlee, that's not the guy. He's a good substitute. He can spread the floor a little bit, but he's not the guy going against some of these bigs. Anthony Davis, he's not that type of character. You got a question here, Joe Polo. What do you think of Sandro Makashvili from Seton Hall in the second round? What you think?
Well, I admit fully when I'm not the most knowledgeable on players. So he's not a guy who I don't really know much about. I do know that he's I think he's either 6'11" or like 7 feet tall. And I think he's the guy who has like playmaking potential and defensive potential. So I don't know much about him. I'm not going to sit up here and lie like I know everything about him as a player. But from what I have heard about him, he does sound like a decent player. But I don't know everything about him.
So when I'm talking about the bench, am I wrong in talking about the bench? Because I believe that there's some players on this bench that I'm going to pull up the Pistons bench, because I don't know what y'all saying. The Pistons had the top bench in the league for the last couple of times. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I can be wrong. But okay. But you don't know about Sandro Machiavelli. I'll just call him Machiavelli. Okay. But Sildiv, did Sildiv play? Let me get the Pistons roster out. We had the top.
I know. You mean Dervitas?
Yeah.
You said, did he play?
Yeah. Did he play? Did he play well? Is he a good backup?
Yeah, not yet. He's another project player who's a few years away.
So the Pistons roster, I'm gonna name off some names.
Okay.
Or should I get some stats out? I should get some stats out all right. Josh Jackson, Mason Plumlee, Sekou Doumbouya. All right, we've talked everything about Sekou. Sekou is a civilian in the street. He's a civilian. Saban Lee. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say a name. You make a facial expression. I know what I'm talking about because I stick to football. So if I say these names and you think these ain't the guys, be like, all right,
all right.
Saban Lee.
Like, all right, Saban. Look, the thing about Saban, he's another guy who's a few years away. He's probably gonna be in the G League for most of the season.
Wayne Ellington, he's still on the roster. I thought we got rid of him.
Yeah, he's still here technically.
Yeah, technically, okay. Yeah, I can tell.
It's longer.
Right. Jaleel Okafor. Come on, man. Really? He's still playing?
Yeah, he's on the Olympic team right now.
All right. Dennis Smith Jr., who I think
Gotta go.
Gotta go.
Yeah.
So I'm reading off the bench. We had the best bench. And I'm not trying to make fun of this dude. I'm not trying to make fun of Will Willis, James Willis. I'm just trying to say that we need a bench, and we still rebuilding. I think that was a question here in the chat. We still rebuilding, man. And
we will have a really good bench in a few years from now. Like if Cervides pans out, if Saban Lee pans out, if Sekou somehow pans out, we can have a pretty talented bench, especially if we pick up 3 guys in the second round. Our bench gonna be something.
And the Pistons in the 1980s could go 10 deep.
Mm-hmm.
That's what people don't understand. The Pistons in 2004, they had that same 5. Okay, we had Corliss Williamson. We had Okafor. We probably had the best. No, we had Okur. Memo Okur. My apologies. We had Memo Okur. We had probably some of the best bench players, with the exception of Milicic. But a lot of them years we went to the Eastern Conference Finals, 5 motherfuckers was playing. Okay, 5 people was playing. I know people don't like to hear me curse, but I'm just saying we had the same 5. We was known for the same 5, and 4 of them went to the All-Star game and started the All-Star game. So this bench, Rodney Magruder, is that exactly? Okay. I'm like, this dude still play? He played? Dang, I thought he was a bust. Anyway, let me get up off this. So, can we build with Dwayne Casey? That's my biggest fear. Is that Dwayne Casey is a guy who can get you involved and get you there to the playoff conversation. He did it here in Detroit before, but that wasn't the team. To me, Blake Griffin, that was a bad trade. This old school veteran team that we had, they couldn't move. They was playing old Josh Jackson. Come on, man. They couldn't do the job effectively. I seen one of your videos. You said we're rebuilding the right way, but is Dwayne Casey a part of the future here in Detroit?
Well, Casey, I feel like recently I've gained much more respect for him because I've been listening to him speak in interviews and just hearing him speak more. I feel like he really does know the game and that he's a good person and a good leader for the team. But like in the past, I have said before that I think he's going to be like a guy who can get us to the conference finals, but I don't know if he's going to be the coach to lead us to the NBA finals. I've said that in the past before. So Casey, I do like him, the man. I really do like him, the man. But the coach, Dwayne Casey, I feel like he's good. He's won Coach of the Year before, but I don't know if he's necessarily going to win us the championship. But he will be the guy to develop the talent. I'll give him that. He's a perfect developmental coach. Okay.
Yeah, he can develop. He developed in Toronto. He was he had that team, you know, they had to get rid of him because they knew
Avery, DeRozan, he developed all those guys.
There's some guys in the league. I think Mark Jackson's another one who can put players around, you know, and you know, you quietly get him out the way. It's sad that only these people is black. Sad that Avery Johnson, another one, just get him out the way. Okay, so we can rebuild with Dwayne Casey. We got a question here. 3 picks. Damn. What should we focus on, and who can we get? So you said Bassey, right?
Charles Bassey, the center, with the first pick. The second pick, Isaiah Livers, small forward. He went to the University of Michigan. He's like a much lesser version of Sadiq Bey. And then with our final pick, you could take best available, whoever's left at that point.
Tim Hardaway Jr. might be a free agent. He comes back to the city.
Too much money.
What the hell they paying? That's Tim Hardaway.
Yeah, he probably gonna want like around 15, possibly 14.
So what's a free agent we can work with? 1 guy, 2 guys that we can probably get for the low.
I would say like Nerlens Noel. He went to the Knicks for $4 million per year.
Did he play? Because he's been hurt a lot.
True. He has been hurt a lot in his career, but on the Knicks, he did contribute to them in that playoff run. So Nerlens Noel, he signed to the Knicks for $4 million. He's going to be a free agent. We could pick him up if we wanted to. Another guy. I'm sorry, I'm thinking of all centers, but Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee, these guys are coming. They're going to want minimum deals. We could pick them up if we wanted to.
Didn't you do a poll of who wanted? Was that you who did that poll of who won Dwight Howard?
I didn't do a poll, but I did do a video and people did not want Dwight Howard. at all.
Yeah, he weird. He gonna be on Woodward. I swear.
Yeah.
He gonna be on Woodward the 6th, man. So
I looked up another one. Well, we
okay.
keep Goran Dragic. He's gonna want too much money too. So
Goran Dragic.
yeah.
Oh man, come on, man.
Oh, Kevin Looney. It's like nah.
Kevin Mooney. Okay. Okay, man. Okay.
Iguodala, James Johnson.
James Johnson.
Mm-hmm. He said we going hard on Sekou.
Hey, look, we gotta go hard. Look, I'm calling a spade, man. Sekou probably, man. Look, man, I'm still waiting for him to come from. I'm not about to make that joke. I'm still waiting for him to come to the damn court. Okay, I'm still waiting for him to show up on game day. Because Sekou, I left him at the draft. I don't know. It's been 4 years. I can't wait. No, 2. Once 2018, 3 years ago.
Yeah, he spent 2 seasons so far. He's going into his 3rd.
And he trashed still. He came in with not good off the ball, needs to develop defense. What?
Some people say that he's gotten worse since he got drafted. But he was supposed to be a developmental player, a project player, and that's what he is. So
I'm against drafting projects in the first round, man. I really am. I really am, man. A first round pick to me is someone who can contribute right away. That's all it's gonna be. And NBA draft at a certain point is bust city. Okay. And there's been some stories where there was a last pick in the draft and they did some good things. Who's the last pick recently was just cold, just been a star. Devin Booker was a late pick. I think it was like 10 or something. After 10 or 20, it's just a wrap. I mean, after 10, no, there's only going to be 4 real stars in the draft.
Yeah, stars, yeah. It's only going to be.
Then it's going to be, they're going to be popping like balloons over there. They're going to be popping like balloons. So it's a football-centric channel, man. I just want to utilize your time properly, man, because you got 25 videos to do when you get off this. You got 25 videos to do. So have you kept up with Detroit Lions, man?
Yes, I have.
Yeah? Okay.
I don't keep up with them as much as the Pistons anymore, but I still keep up with my Lions.
Okay. Oh, my Lions. Okay.
Y'all can see I got a Lions poster thing to say my name, so I'm okay.
Okay, you own it. Okay. So this is a Lions-centric channel, man. I got a video dropping soon about analytics. Right now, it is a quiet storm. Training camp is starting up. I just want to reflect on the offseason, what you thought about it. I mean, what's your favorite part of this offseason?
It's either Stafford or the draft. I don't know. I guess I'll go with the draft because the draft proved to me, not necessarily that I was blown away, but it's not like they did anything that made me go, what are they doing? They're terrible. No, the draft for me, I had no real complaints at all. I'm picking up Panesul to solidify the offensive line. I like the big thing for me this offseason was the draft, definitely.
Yeah.
And Jamar Jefferson, I like him too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Jamar Jefferson. Oh, yeah. Okay. 7th round pick. Okay. I got a reply to 0-16. He said 2 bad seasons. I just need 2 bad seasons. Okay. I just need 2 bad seasons. That's all I need. I just need tape. There's so much tape on a basketball player. 82 game season. I get the tape. Austin Day, another one. I seen the tape. He was scared to shoot that whole season. We had never seen Austin Day again.
It's always hit or miss. There are some players who, if you give up on when they're young, they end up like Dennis Smith Jr. The Mavs gave up on him when he was young, and look at him now. They were right. But then again, you have your Chris Middleton, so you give up on, and they end up becoming star players. So sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. I personally don't like when teams give up on young players, but you just have to have that eye to know who's going to be successful and who's not. Right.
And a lot of the league is changing to analytics to find players. A lot of league, I'm looking at sports wide. It started in baseball, kind of went to football, and people are doing analytics on NBA players. Like they want to get to they want to have all the information possible. Who was the best? Who's moving the fastest? What is the probability of them shooting from everywhere? What is the probability? And more the draft now and more of the league is going to binary numbers. We're going to see that in a minute. I'm going to have a video about that. It's a long-winded story. This ain't a math show. Okay. My favorite part was trading Stafford. That just had to be done. That's not my guy. That's not my guy.
Well, for me, it's tough because like I grew up with Stafford and Johnson and those old bad Detroit Lions teams. So the fan in me hated seeing Stafford go, but it was a must. It needed to be done. So moving to the future.
Yeah, if you could get 2 first-round picks out of a dude who barely won, had 3 winning seasons, and there's some analytics on him that he played. Stafford. He played with a at one time top 5 defense at one time. He had some stats where his offensive line had him least sacked in the league. Nobody mentioned that, and the average is he's had more around him, and I'm very happy. I'm very happy that he's gone now and he's someone else's problem. First season was cut short, and second season was 50 games. Oh, okay. Look,
that is true.
I'm willing to take a bet. I'm a betting man, baby.
50-50 chance. One of y'all gonna be right, one of y'all gonna be wrong.
You're right. It's a 50-50 shot. That's an opportunity I'm willing to take. That's a chance I'm willing to take. On Seku's career, that's something I'm willing to take.
Sekou, I don't even think his trade value is high right now.
No.
Even if we were to try to trade him, I don't think we could get much for him. So
right. Matter of fact, I'm giving him 1 year more here. Okay. You got it. If you're gonna play, I don't know. The G League calling. They calling. They could always use a dominating player like him.
Yeah.
You know what? I need to touch back on the Pistons, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about Detroit, man. I really like to talk to you about the Lions, man. I talk about the Lions every day, but your true value to this channel, man, is expansion. Okay, some of these people haven't been exposed to this level of intellect right here when it comes to basketball. So there's big things happening in Detroit right now. We have the infrastructure. We have the new stadium, right? We're paying for that, right? We got the first pick in the draft, Cade Cunningham, money, right? We have 3 picks in the second round. This is good. But one thing is happening. So you got the media, right? The talking heads, they hate us, right?
Yeah.
But there's other bits of media and there's other things going on in Detroit, making Detroit like a hotbed city to me. You have Big Sean. He's the creative director of the Pistons. He's held that position for a year. He's going to help design. His design is going to be our jersey in 2022. You got that going for you. You got the Malice at the Palace documentary. We got to touch on this, man. We got to touch on this, man, because first of all, man, I'm gonna tell you one thing. Them Pistons jerseys.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping they bring the Thunderbolts back. I'm just hoping they bring the Thunderbolts back. But tell me about what's gonna happen with this Netflix show, man?
Okay. Good? Well, first, let me show you in terms of you said the Pistons. Oh, we did that at the same time. That's like my recent favorite Detroit Pistons jersey.
The Motor City. Okay.
Yeah. But as far as the Netflix documentary goes, I'm really looking forward to it because I'm obviously very young. And one of the big things that made me a Pistons fan was I watched this documentary called The 30 for 30 Take on the Bad Boy Pistons. And it basically gave backstory and history on the Bad Boys Pistons team. And that really helped me really become a Pistons fan. So this will also just give me a big boost and give me more love for the Detroit Pistons. Because I don't really know the story like that. I've seen the interviews, I've seen players talk about it, but I don't really know the true story behind it. So I'm looking forward to this documentary. I mean, it's probably not going to be as good as The Last Dance, but because it's by Netflix, and for me, Netflix, they usually put out mediocre content, if I'm being honest. So I'm hoping that this is good, but it is Netflix. So
I mean, Netflix makes anything,
Yeah, they will give anybody money to do anything, to make any show. So.
I just saw He-Man. I thought, oh man, it ended too early. But so for me, the Malice at the Palace, man, making this documentary is I worry about how they gonna portray us. You know what happened? I was a kid when that happened. I was like 9 years old. If I do the math, I was probably a little older. Who knows? I'm not doing the math right now.
I was one.
But you was one. Okay. Oh man. It was 2004. I wasn't 9, but I was something. Anyway, that year that happened. So me and my dad was watching the game, cut off the game early. Or we watched the game the day before. And my dad hated Indiana. You know, he hated Indiana, right? The Pacers. He hated Reggie Miller. He hated all of them, you know. And my dad is a Stark. If anybody don't know, my dad is a Stark basketball player. He was a coach. You know, he just watches film. You know, so I'll get all my whole channel. I get this from my dad. This is literally him. And you know what? The thing was, his biggest point about it, and it really shaped how I am today, is it had Detroit jerseys on, but most of them people was from Auburn Hills. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just basically when Ron Artest went crazy. So, you know, he had a little drink thrown at him and he just went crazy. So, you know, I just hope they don't paint us in a certain way and light, because they like to do that with Detroit. I'm not a big fan of how they try to label Detroit, to show Detroit. You know, I'm not a big fan of that. But hopefully,
you know, they crapped on us in The Last Dance, you know?
You know, they didn't like to show us in The Last Dance as a good team. And, you know, why is that? Why is that a thing where I just couldn't get through Detroit? You know, and then it was like this villainous, like, man.
Yeah, they played the theme song. Remember that dun 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 dun? Like they tried to like really paint us as the bad guys, which we were, I guess.
Right. In Jordan's life, yeah. He's a billionaire. He came out all right.
He still hated us to this day.
Yeah, he still hates us. You know, it's whatever. You know, as far as that process goes, I wasn't a part of that process, and I don't know what happened there. You know, in the words of Isaiah, you know, I don't know what happened with that process. So back to the Lions, man.
Mm-hmm.
What are you most looking forward to? You like Jared Goff? What do you like?
Do I like Jared Goff? That's an interesting thing.
Most people that come on the show. Shout out to Mobby. He hate Jared Goff.
Jared Goff, like, it's not even about him, to be honest with you, because our receivers are terrible. We don't have great receivers this season. You know, we lost Kenny Golladay in the offseason. Amendola, like over the years, we've had anywhere from average to above average receivers, but now we basically have nothing. I mean, we have St. Brown. I don't know how good he's going to be this year, but we don't really have much at the receiving core. So Goff, him alone, like he may be talented, but if our receivers aren't good, how good is Jared Goff going to be this season? I don't think he's going to have much success because of that. And then also him as a player, he is at times a turnover machine. So I like Goff, but because of the receivers, I don't know how much success he's going to have this season.
Right. And you know what? And you know, I like to combat that with, you know, he made, you know, Cooper Kupp. He had probably one legitimate receiver when he first, you know, when McVay first took over. You know, I just want to see that offensive line, honestly.
The big thing this season is the running game and the offensive line. That's going to be Sewell, Decker, and Ragnar.
Mm-hmm.
That's
you have 3 first-round picks on that offensive line. It's about time they show it, you know. And they had 2 first-round picks on the offensive line and paid Wagner a couple years back a lot of money, and it didn't produce and still got sacked. So, you know, Goff, I'm high on him because of one reason. I've always wanted a game manager and quarterback. Stafford was too much of a gunslinger, too much of a risk taker, and we weren't using the gunslinger the proper way. Mm-hmm. What we was doing was we was trying to change Stafford, you know, for years. You know, I remember 2011, we tried to change Stafford. Like, after he had 41 touchdowns, you're going to try to change this nigga? Yeah. That's crazy as hell. We're gonna change him. And they brought in Joe Lombardi and some other people to whisper some crazy shit into him. Scott Linehan Stafford was probably our best version of Stafford, if not Caldwell that last year where he was 2-7 and then won 7 straight off comebacks. But you gotta let a gunslinger be a gunslinger. But this is a game managing quarterback. Not, he's a little thinner than Stafford. I like that. Little more agile. He's a sneaky athletic type. I know he's a turnover machine. I can admit that. He's a turnover machine. He reminds me of Eli Manning more than anything.
In a few years, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but like, didn't a few years ago he had like a really, really good season, like just a few years ago?
Yeah. It was 2018. But his with respect, his offensive line was top notch. His offensive line running game. That running game was amazing.
What we got right now in the Lions.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you repeat itself?
There's a correlation.
Yep.
The analytics suggest when he had a running game, he's pretty good. So.
If Swift and the offensive line can really get going, then it could be a similar situation to how he was when he played for the Rams.
Right. I don't need Jared Goff to throw 20-yard bombs all the time. What I need Jared Goff to do is manage the game, articulate the ball downfield, and really control the clock. That's what I need this team to do. I don't need a star player right now. If I need a star, that's what the difference is between the Pistons and the Lions. The Lions are at ground zero. The Lions are the Pistons of this year. Okay,
yeah.
The Pistons next year can take a step. The Lions need to build the step. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, gotta lay a foundation.
Yeah. So we talked about the Stafford trade. I want to get something's come to my attention, man. Something's come to my attention. Steven Jackson. I don't know, this dude been talking crazy lately, man. ESPN, all these dudes, they talking crazy, mad crazy. So Giannis is on a super team. He's a closer, just like Shaq was dominant, but he had a closer in Kobe. I guess Middleton is his closer. And Drew Holiday, one of the best defenders in the game. So stop acting like you have a whole bunch of D-leaguers. Now, why has this come to my attention? Why I get message nonsense like this? That was a role-playing team, and I get message nonsense like this. Shout out to whoever sent this to me. You're watching the show, man.
A super team. Like, think about the Brooklyn Nets. That's who think about who he's describing. He's really describing the Brooklyn Nets, not the Milwaukee Bucks. A super team. I mean, Drew Holiday is a really, really great defensive player. Middleton, he was closing in the finals pretty well, but I wouldn't consider them a super team at all. If you take those players and put them on a bad team in the NBA, if you put them on the Orlando Magic, none of those dudes are going to uplift them to playoff level. So none of them are superstars. They're just really good players. I don't get why you say that the Bucks had a super team. It's ridiculous.
It's sometimes people hit my phone and I'm like, you ain't blocked yet. It's odd for me. I just had to bring that to your attention.
That's why now I just be watching, usually I watch YouTubers who talk about sports instead of ESPNs now. So
that's what I say to Liddy Mob, man. We the new media, man. If you could have a Dion and I see someone have someone said you was the black Dion. I'm not gonna compare you to that dude. That dude still videos. But what I will say is this. You make original content, man, and I'm really a fan of your content, especially your content after basketball, post basketball. You draw a lot, man. I seen one of your videos, man. Big anime drawer, man. What? Tell me what anime you into and the influence of art.
Well, I've been watching anime for so long, since I've been a little kid. And in terms of art and stuff, basically about a year ago when the pandemic was first starting, one of my friends, he had hit me up and he was basically like, hey, I learned how to animate. And I was like, what are you talking about? So I talked to him and he showed me this 1 minute animation. It was really good. So I was like, all right, you got to teach me this because it looks like fun. So he basically taught me how to animate. And I was like, okay, now I know how to animate. What am I going to do with this? So I've always wanted to create my own story or something, whether that be a comic book or a light novel or anything. One day I wanted a story to be told of mine. So now when he taught me animation, I was like, okay, now I got this opportunity to do something. So I made this animation and I made 2 episodes of it, but I canceled it because I wasn't that good at drawing at the time. So then I made a different one. It was called The Sword Wars, which is the one I'm doing right now. And yeah, I've been just animating, drawing. I've been trying to get better at it. You know, I still have issues at times. Like I have to use actual anime references at times because I can't do every animation. But as of right now, I'm doing it. It's fun, and yeah.
Yeah, no, man, I love it, man. So I used to make comic books when I was like in 5th grade, 6th grade. We used to watch me and my friends based on Shaman King, stuff like that. That was real awesome for me, man. I'm just a fan of the creatives, man. A lot of my channel is like about a cinematic. So I think we talked about it earlier. Just just creating things with the camera, trying to elicit emotion. And your anime, especially the fight scene I seen, was pretty dope. So I see what you're doing, man. You hustling, you grinding, man. I'm a big fan of the whole anime thing, man. Jujutsu Kaisen, that's my shit now.
Hey, yes.
Yeah, that's a good one. When I watch so much anime, it reminds me of anime as I grew up on. You know what I'm saying? There's so many, the Nine-Tailed Fox. Oh, yeah, I know that story. There's an actual story about the demon Nine-Tailed Fox, and there's an actual story about Naruto and the journey to the West. Like when you know these stories and you see where anime draws it draws its like traditionalism from, or its views from, like Shigagamis and stuff like that. You go, oh snap, But my biggest thing with animes, man, is like when I find a good one, man, I'm all about it. And for me right now, Jujutsu Kaisen, Seven Deadly Sins, it's getting up there, and then my classics, and Inuyasha, Yu Yu Hakusho. We can go on and on. Those are the best ones I want to see.
And right now, technically it's not an anime, but have you ever heard of Castlevania before?
Oh yeah, my girl watched that.
I just started watching Castlevania, and it's pretty good. It's like an American animation, but it's like inspired by some stuff in the eastern part of the world as well. So, and My Hero, like those are the two I'm mainly watching right now.
Oh yeah, man. So, you got a question here, man. Can Jeff Okuda make a comeback this season?
Absolutely.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna shout out to you, James Willis. You asking questions, man, and I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? Jeff Okuda. I got Jeff Okuda right here. Like for real. Like I live with him. Yeah.
What are you about
Jeff Okuda. Yeah. Hey Jeff, they asked about you, man.
Wow, you really just brought out the trash can.
Hey Jeff, what's up? They really don't think I like it. Like for real, people think I like this dude. Like I just be saying stuff. No. So, matter of fact, I got a little segment I want to do. Before we shut it down, man, I'm gonna let you go at 45, maybe 35. Okay. Mm-hmm. When I ask a question, name the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
First thing that comes to mind. Okay. So look. So look. I'm gonna pull up some topics. Ask questions. All right. First thing that comes to mind. Cade Cunningham.
Go.
Oh wow. Damn. You going hard. Okay. Dan Campbell.
We'll see.
We'll see. I like that. Okay. Obviously, I got to go with this. COVID-19 restrictions on players.
It's their league. They can do what they want.
It's their league. They can do what they want. Okay. Oh, man. Second round pick for Pistons.
Charles Bassey. Got to get him.
Charles Bassey. Okay. Avery Johnson.
I'm sorry, bro.
I got you.
All right, bro. I didn't mean that. Disrespect you, man.
What'd you say?
I didn't even go too hard. It was just like I was like CBS sports analyst because I didn't know that he was like a great coach and stuff like that.
Oh, man, nobody knows.
Rockets fans, they was killing me,
man. Right. Matthew Stafford.
I miss you, but
I miss you. Oh shit. Oh shit. Hey, look, Matt. Hey, Matt. It's a friend's joke, pull that out anytime. All right. Chris Paul.
Retire. I don't know.
Retired? Oh shit. I like it. You don't want him to retire?
Not retire, but you ain't getting the chip, bro.
All right.
Unless you go to like, I don't know, super team.
Jared Goff.
We'll see.
Okay, we'll see. All right. I like that.
We'll see.
All right. Spirit of Detroit podcast.
Amazing.
All right. You heard it from him first. You heard it from the top dog, man. First, say Kuna.
I'm sorry.
Hey, look, y'all gonna fry me anyway. If Jeff Okuda have a great season, y'all gonna bring up all these videos, man. I got videos on Jeff, man.
Yeah, they're gonna come back to this.
They're gonna come back. It's okay. Look, if you were trash in 2020 and you step up and you become, I don't know, what's above trash? No, okay. If you were a dumpster and you become the bathroom trash or the kitchen trash, and it's an incremental step up. But I think he's going to improve from. He's definitely going to improve from the coaching staff. So I'm gonna leave you, Joe Polo. Link your stuff, man. You've been amazing. We out of here. Link your stuff. Let them know who you are. This dude is amazing, Joe Polo. Thanks for coming to this channel. You know, this is a little channel. You know, a little channel, but Spirit of Detroit podcast, man. We love you over here, man. You got nothing but support.
Yeah. I'm Joe Polo. I make Pistons videos, like 3 videos or more every day. I'm at 2K subs right now. I'm just trying to keep on improving my videos and improve my skills when it comes to talking about sports. So,
all right. That's it. Hey, look. K.
Dave for K. I'm buying that jersey.
You ain't gonna put your arm up.
Oh, sorry. I'm skinny. I ain't want to.
Hey. All right. On that note,
peace, everybody.
Love y'all. Like, comment, subscribe.